Hello and welcome to my first yarn chat of 2025. My name is Nicole and I'm the brains and beauty behind Yarn Craft by Nicole. And today I've got lots of fun things to show you in this podcast episode. First thing I want to show you is my featured make. This is the Flatiron Shawl from TL Yarn Crafts. It's a great beginner friendly pattern. It is single crochet and then there's this pretty little kind of a little lace detail in the end. Use 3 skeins, fingering weight. You could totally do this in a bigger weight and just have a bigger shawl, but I really like this. I think I actually took out a few rows of the shawl because I don't wear crazy oversized shawls, but I love this one. It's coast to coast yarns, and it's a happy, more muted palette than I usually do. I also haven't podcast since I've got my hair done, so if you didn't watch Vlogmas, I picked a fun, funky plum for my birthday hairdo, and I love it. I think I'm gonna keep this color for a while. Big fan of that. And then the next thing I want to show you is this beautiful scarf that I made. This is the Adventurous Scarf, another TL Yarn Crafts pattern, and this was my my holiday make, I would say. I started this right before Thanksgiving and I used mini skeins that I've had in my stash for a year that were from Sorella, and I modified the pattern because the pattern has you fade from one color to the next, and instead of doing that I did color blocked mini skeins, and then I have the main skein running throughout. So I used 10 minis and 1 main skein. The original pattern calls for 13 minis, I think, but this made a really long scarf, so you could, I probably could have gotten away with 10 minis, fading them and not doing the main skein, but I really like the way that this came out. Yeah, it's big. I've worn it several times already, gotten lots of compliments on it, and I love it. I kind of want to make one with minis and actually do it the way the pattern suggested, but I don't know. Maybe if I did that one, I would give it away as a gift because this is just too pretty. And I have it looped around here twice. That's how long it is. But I wanted you to see most of the colors. So let's talk about the holidays. Since I've last podcast, not including Vlogmas, we've had 2 birthdays, Christmas and New Year's, and Thanksgiving. 3 birthdays because there was my mother-in-law's birthday. So lots of fun things happened. I did give her the squares blanket. I'm hoping to release that as a pattern. My goal is to have that written up in January. I don't think it'll take too much longer than that because I'm not having it tested. And so you should be able to look for that end of January, beginning of February. I'm actually working on it some this weekend and we'll see how much I get done. But it's a really fun pattern, and it uses a linen stitch square, and with the Zobber balls that I used, all the color changing, the ball does it, you're not doing that. So it's pretty fun, and it was fun to see the same colorway, the same ball, work up into, I think each ball I got 7 squares out of, and I had 5 colors, so there were 35 squares total. And it was fun to see how each one would be different. So really liked that. And then I just used a West Yorkshire Spinners as my main color, and I needed 1.5 balls of that. So anyway, that'll be coming soon. I made my sister and her fiance some Into the North hats for Christmas. Those were well received. And I'll put links to the Ravelry pages for those down below, at least for Chelsea's hat, because I don't think I picked one for Aaron's because it was the same hat. What else did I do? I think that's it for things that I finished. And Melody's birthday sweater. I did make Melody a birthday sweater and it was super cute. She's only worn it the once, but it was worth it. Okay, so let's get into current projects. The first thing I want to show you is for her birthday, because Melody's birthday is the 11th of December. So when we saw my family for Christmas, some of them had birthday gifts for her. And this was one from Chelsea, my soon-to-be sister-in-law, and she made this beautiful blanket for Melody. She's also a crocheter, and Melody loves it. It's made with, I think, Karen Simply Soft, which is great because I've made baby blankets out of this. They're so easy to wash, and it's got a good weight. It's a lot of linen stitch and these pretty clusters, and it's just so cute, and it's the perfect size for like a nap blanket. So I just want to show you all that because it was adorable, and it's not something I made, something someone else made for Melody, which I love. I love when she gets handmade things. My brother's sister also crochets, and she made her this little amigurumi. I think it's like an amigurumi mushroom person, like it has a mushroom cap for a hat, and that is one of her car toys because we take it everywhere. Yes. Okay, so let's get into we'll do current projects, and then I'll show you the advents. That's what we'll do. So since we were talking about birthdays, this is a sweater I've wanted to make for a long time. I've had the yarn and stash, I think 2 years this January, and I started it on my birthday. This is my like birthday cast on, and I really didn't work on it much until after my mother-in-law's blanket was done, and after Melody's sweater was done, and after this was done. Like, a lot of things had to get finished before I really started working on this. But now I don't want to put it down, and that's I believe it's the Cande sweater from Nomad Stitches, and I love it. It uses Sorella yarn. This is the Sleeping Beauty's Castle, and it's just so gorgeous. And I was a little nervous that because it's such a like variegated yarn that you were going to lose the eyelets in it, but you really don't. It just looks like magic, and I love it. I have been pretty good about color skeins. So I had 4 skeins total, and 3 of them were pretty close in color, and then 1 of them was a little bit darker. So I started with 1, and then I think I did 1 skein until somewhere in the lace, and then I started alternating the second skein when the first skein was looking like it was about to run out. And then after the lace, I had already finished the first skein, and then I added in, finished the first skein somewhere here, second skein, and then the second skein is almost done, but I went ahead and added in the darker one because I figured the darker color would look the best at the bottom. And then the other skein, my 4th skein that kind of looks like the first 2, I'm using on the sleeves. So what I think I'm gonna do is probably this weekend, I'll go ahead and do the sleeves because they're going to be short sleeves. Figure out the length I want to do for those, do both sleeves, and then whatever I have left of that, I'll see if I need to fade it in for any of the body. You could make this pretty cropped, and honestly, if I was going to make it pretty cropped, I probably wouldn't even need the other skein that I'm using for the sleeves. I wouldn't even need any more of that. But what I think I want to do is make this more full length so I can wear it with jeans and other things. Because this would be really cute to wear over dresses and over like high-waisted pants, but I have several cropped things, and if I wanted to wear something like that, I have several things I can pull from, but I don't have a ton of fingering weight full length short sleeve sweaters, and I think that's what this wants to be. So I'm very, very pleased with it. I love it, and it is a very happy project. Nomad Stitches is so good at writing patterns. Like the little short rows detail she has you do in the back just helps everything lay nicely. Yeah, the fit of this is great. She tells you where you can add a little customization if it doesn't quite fit you the way you want it to. I am a big fan of the way she writes patterns, and I've got a couple more from her that I want to make. I want to make the mosaic sweater out of scraps. That might be a this year project. Maybe that's a next year project. I do want to work through a lot of scraps this year, but I've got a couple other things on my list that I probably should do first. But It's just so good. I love it. And I got this, when I got this yarn, I got this cute bag from Sorella that says happiest yarn on earth. And that's been the project bag this has been living in. So big fan of that project. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. And I might wear it for our anniversary. I'm sure I'll be done with it by then, but our anniversary is February 16th, and I think that would be a very pretty thing to wear for our anniversary. The other things that I'm working on right now, I've got a couple. So one, I'm working on Melody's temperature blanket. I'm in July now, and I'm like chipping away at that slowly every day. But I didn't bring that up here. But another fun project that I did, or that I was working on, is, oh, those are all my scraps from the scarf, is this cute project. My sister and her fiance got me this adorable Downton Abbey, and if you watch Vlogmas, you saw this Downton Abbey, like super mini skeins set. And each colorway is named after a character, and it's so good. So after I finished this on Christmas, I wanted to do like a Christmas cast on. So I had my sister, future sister-in-law Chelsea, bring a book I had given her for her birthday that was a bunch of different granny squares. And I picked one that I liked and that I thought I could do with the amount of yarn. Let's see if it'll focus. I don't remember what this one is called in the book. Something lacy granny square. But it's perfect for the like 20 yards that each of these minis has. And so I have this one. I think this one was Anna. This one was Bates. If you watch Downton Abbey, you might find that interesting. They are two of the best characters. And then I think this one was Mosley. So I have 3 of these done. I'm using a size teeny tiny hook, size B hook. And I also purchased from Yarnia this beautiful skein, and it's kind of messy because it's just rolling around in the project bag, of La Bien Aimée in the Springtime at Yarnia color. I wanted to buy this color for a while, and I went in the store to see what would match the minis, and my eye was just drawn to this immediately. So I haven't decided because this is another thing, after I make all the granny squares, I think this is going to become a cowl. I think that's the best use of this yarn. So after I do all the mini squares, although it could become like something like this that could go maybe on like my coffee and tea bar. I don't know, we'll see. I was thinking a wearable, but we'll see what I decide. So I haven't decided if I want to edge each of these and seam them, or if I want to do a join as you go method. I think I want to do a join as you go method. So I think after I make all the squares, I will block them. Then I will find a join as you go method that I like for this. I think that's my plan. But you know, this project doesn't have a timeline. It's just a happy little project, and it'll get done when it'll get done. But it was a fun thing to start on Christmas. So I have that. I need to make a project page for that. Hopefully I can remember to make project pages for all the things that I'm telling you about. This one has a project page, but I think I need to update finished object pictures. Hopefully future me will have already done all of that. So other whip that I have is my beautiful Steep Club blanket. So this is October's colorway. I put this aside when I was doing other things for the holidays. I've got one more October to do, and then I can get started on the last 2 months. I didn't have December before I left on my trip, and I knew that this was not going to be something I was going to work on for the holidays, so I kind of put that aside, but I'm hoping to finish that January or February. Each of the skeins of yarn, and I'll show you the last two Club Month colorways from Terrapin Fiberworks. This was November's and it was called Spiced, and it came with a chai tea that was delicious. And then this is called Cheer, and it came with like an herbal tea. I think she called it Chaucer's Cup, which is very fruity and delightful. So these are my last two colorways that I'll do. I'm getting 5 squares out of each color, so I'll have 60 by the time I'm finished. And the way that I've done it is I've just seamed one to the other colors as I finish them, and then I do the other 4 squares. So once the central 12 are done and seamed together, then I'll kind of play with how to place the rest of them. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna do a 6x10 blanket instead of, I thought, because I have a little bit left over of each color, I thought about making like making 4 extra ones and doing an 8x8 blanket. We'll see. But I think I'm probably just gonna stick to a 6x10 blanket of squares. But I messaged Lila, the dyer behind Terrapin Fiberworks, and said, because I hadn't seen the last 2 colorways, what would be a good color that you have that you dye to order, that you have in stock, that would be a good border color? And she gave me a light option and a dark option that were kind of mutually. And so I picked this one, which is called Balsamic. Yeah, Balsamic. It's like a purpley brown. And that's what I'm gonna do the border with. And then I think there's a little bit extra of each color. If I don't do the 4 squares, I think I'm gonna make a tea towel and do all of the colors because it was a tea inspired yarn club. It's where I think I'm gonna go. And I think a 6x10 blanket will be big enough. In fact, let's see. I've got, what, 4? So I think 6 would be fine plus a border. I think that would be fine for a blanket. 8 would be great, but then I wouldn't have a ton of length. So I think 6. I think that's what I want to do. And it's cotton, so it'll be easy to care for, easy to clean. This is the Happily Ever After square by Crochet 365 Knit 2, and it's been a lot of fun to do. I really enjoy it. So this is another one. It'll get done when it'll get done. Not stressing about a timeline on it. It is just a make for us. It's kind of nice to start the year without any like deadline projects. It is kind of nice. Okay, let's talk about Advents. I got 2 Advents this year. I talked in my Vlogmas about why I got 2, because they are expensive, they're an investment, and I was just gonna get one, and the first one that I saw was from Green Letter Day, and it was like Rockefeller in New York City. It felt perfect for where we are right now. It's like, yes, this one makes sense, I will get this one. And then Fangirl Fibers had to go out and create one that was Beauty and the Beast, and Beauty and the Beast is my favorite, so I got that one too. So let me show you both of these Advents. I kind of made what I refer to as yarn wreaths, and maybe I'll put these on Francesca so they can be out. But this is the one from Green Letter Day, and I love it. All these beautiful tonals. It's stunning. Big fan. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to change around the order a little bit. I do still think I'm going to start with this dark purple and end with this like pinky red, but I'm going to just make them fade in a way that I prefer, because I'm going to be making the Sunset Adventure wrap from AK Lori Designs, and I just want them to fade. It's going to be beautiful. And some of them are already in a fade order and some of them are not, but I love it. That's exactly, and now I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. So once I finish a couple of other things, this will be something I start. Maybe this will be my Valentine's Day cast on. That would be fun. I'm going to put you right there. You're going to hang out on Francesca. Beautiful. So yes, I love it. Very thrilled with that. It was a fun Advent to open every day, for sure. Other Advent that I got was from, and this is from Green Letter Day, which I had not purchased from them before, but I am like, especially some of these greens, the greens and the teals got me like, ooh, that's a good color. The other one that I got was from Fangirl Fibers, who I had also not purchased from, but TL Yarn Crafts had bought from Green Letter Day. I think she used them for a temperature blanket that she did a couple years ago. And then Nitty Natty has talked about Fangirl Fibers before. So both of them, I'm like, well, they've got pretty good taste in yarn. I'll trust them on this, and I'm so glad that I did. This one's Beauty and the Beast inspired. And this one, it took me, and I'm still kind of on the fence, a little longer to know what it wanted to be. Originally, I was thinking some sort of a cardigan, like a corner to corner cardigan, pair it with a neutral, and I still think that would be very pretty. But once I saw it and saw how some of these are just like, it's kind of a fade, I was like, I can't do that. Like they have to be close together. So I've got a couple of ideas for this one. One was the Bahama wrap that TL Yarn Crafts, another TL Yarn Crafts pattern. She made it with the Hue Loco Advent this year. It was gorgeous, and I do really like that pattern, and I do think it would be fun to make. But then I saw someone make the Luna Fade 2 from Detroit Fiber Co. And I was like, that might be it. Because I want each of these colors to shine, I didn't think it would make sense to do like an asymmetrical wrap, like an asymmetrical shawl, because I want each color to get their full weight and not have just like a little strip. But that one, because it's Tunisian and it's a crescent, I think it could work. The other thing that came with this one, and I think it's in the bottom of this bag, is this one also has a full skein at the end of it, which when I first opened it, I was like, okay, first of all, hello cutie, like it's Christmassy but not. It's called Tale as Old as Time. It's got all these beautiful speckles, and I was thinking, okay, this is gonna be the Bahama wrap, and then this will be just another project, maybe hair bows for me and Melody. But seeing the Luna Fade too, you use, like it has a border on the edge, and I was like, oh, I don't know, I think that might be the right move. Just follow it exactly as it's laid out here, and you're not even getting to see all these like fun pinks and purples here. Because I did think about tweaking the order of this one, but I think I'm just gonna follow it exactly like this, then do the edging in this, and it'll just be this epic, delicious, cozy crescent shawl. I think that's what I'm gonna do. But this, again, is, okay, they both can't go up there because otherwise Francesca will fall over. So I'm thrilled and happy with all of these and very excited about what will happen, but neither of these is a cast on immediately project. Part of me even thinks I could save this and then work on it for Advent next year, just work on one skein a day. That would be delightful. So I don't know, but this one, I think, now that I've said it, a Valentine's Day cast on, I think that'd be great for this. I think that would be a fun way to celebrate. My husband and I's anniversary is 2 days after Valentine's Day, and we're not usually huge Valentine's Day people. I mean, we weren't even before that was our anniversary, and we really are now, but I think it is fun to, like, I don't know, do fun cutesy things with your friends, or like with Melody as she gets older. But I'm not super into like all the romancy stuff on Valentine's Day, although I will take a good sale on a romancy thing for the anniversary 2 days later. So yeah, I think that'll be fun. I'm happy with that. Thank you for helping me make that decision. And I think that is it. I think that is all I've got for you today. Today is the 95th episode of Yarn Chats, so I think we're gonna do a giveaway for the 100th. Right now, I'm thinking about maybe some beautiful yarn, I'm also thinking maybe a sample that I've made, and then a pattern. I don't know. Let me know down below what you would want for the 100th episode of Yarn Chats from me. What do you think would be a good idea to celebrate for that? I'm looking forward to it. I enjoyed doing Vlogmas. It was interesting to think about my day in a different way, and like what would other people care about that I did today? Especially on days that we were driving. What am I working on that anybody would care about that day? But it was definitely a lot of fun, and thank you for everybody who commented and liked those videos. I know I learned a lot about editing during that, and it was a good learning experience for me. So thank you for coming along that journey. Happy now to get back to the once every 2 weeks podcast. I've got a couple of things that I'm gonna plan out for my this year of yarn craft by Nicole. I know that I've got some patterns that I want to write. There's like a football themed throw that I want to write, that I've made baby blanket versions of. I want to do a necktie. I kind of want to do that in February because my dad's birthday is in February, and I think he would like a necktie like that. So I don't know, I've got a couple of things on the horizon, but if you have any things that you are looking forward to seeing from Yarn Craft by Nicole, or if you have any ideas for the giveaway, let me know down below. And with that, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye guys.